When somebody walked up here, you may have noticed me stop for a second. And you may have noticed a few more police officers out here this evening. We received a little bit of information that suggested to our police officers that maybe there should be a few more of them here tonight. You may have known I got a couple of rocks through my window the other evening. So that's why. So I want to just share that with you, and maybe it'll come to nothing, but they're being very protective of their mayor, and the mayor's kids are very appreciative. So with that, why don't we keep moving?
All right. Oh, geez, sorry, that was awful. Phil, I think a friend in Santa Fe recently introduced us earlier today. We're supposed to meet for coffee. Yay. All right. I want to remind folks, because not everyone heard the announcement earlier, that you do need to get a number if you'd like to ask a question. So those who arrived late and didn't get a number, pop back there to the table, pay a quick visit, get a number, and then you will get in the questioning line that way. All right, and we have question number 3 back here. Oh, back here, and then who's question number 4? And your question 4, okay. You're 3 and 4? Okay.
Yes. Hi, my name is Sam Bellamy. I'm here with StandUP-America. And Mayor, I know you have a tendency to get off topic when I ask my question, so I would hope you address it directly. And I wonder if you ever consider that I keep asking the same question because I feel you don't answer the question. So please try, because my generation finds this question very important. And it's income inequality, and it's not just corporations that are doing it. Your own office is doing it. You make $171,000 a year. Just before the recession, you were making 4.5 times more than the bottom 90%, the average income of the bottom 90%. Now that we're in, and this goes to 2010, but you're making 6 times more than the bottom 90%. So the income inequality and the gap between the citizens you is growing. And yet you want to tell me that you have daughters in college, you have a little house in Green Lake. That doesn't address the question of why you're even receiving the money. I don't care what you're doing with the money. It's the income inequality, the gap that's growing, and that you refuse to answer directly why you make $171,000 and refuse to even just answer the question, why won't you take $100,000, just make $70,000 like a normal Seattleite? Please answer it.
Okay, we know each other, by the way. They arrive, they come to every one of these, and I'll try to have a very short answer. I do answer it. You don't like the answer, and I get it. I do make, my salary is $171,000 a year. It's under the city charter. I'm actually not permitted to reduce it. I have made a decision to give $10,000 a year to charity from my salary. I asked my wife and kids to pick out Seattle area charities that provide direct services to Seattle residents in need. And I let them pick. I don't pick. And they do that. And it's kind of a family learning thing too. I could ask them to give $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000. That's absolutely true. Be honest with you, if I could, I don't have a big rent. I live frugally. I ran a little nonprofit, didn't make a whole lot of money before then. We own 1 car because the Honda Odyssey minivan, because I didn't want to keep paying for a second car. That's actually why I bike. Saved me money and got me healthy. That all was all working out for me. So we're a 1-car family now. So I do live frugally, and I could live on less money. And frankly, I would do this job, if I could pay all my bills, I'd do this job for free. I love it so much. But you know what? I do have 3 kids. I don't know if I'm going to have a job in 2 years. I work hard. I'm going to keep the paycheck.
Yay for the 1%.
Yeah, my name is Alex Zimmerman, and I represent StandUP-America. Tyranny, what is we have right now, come to government what is acting like a gangster with Gestapo principle. But it's not a simple point, because it means stealing and racketeering. And I give you a very good example about what is we talking. Last December, I went class action on behalf of 30,000 disabled people and senior citizens for $100 million. This $100 million, what is Department of Social and Health Service, what is government, steal from disabled senior citizens for last 10 years. So we're talking about $100 million, what is government steal from less protective class. Poor people, disabled people, senior citizen, student. It's a serious problem what is we have right now. Your salaries is not only $170,000, it's 100 management who work for you who make salary more than $100,000 per year. It's a council, city council, Seattle, who make $120,000 per year. We're talking about approximately $20 million what is we spend for you for operation. When ordinary salary in Seattle in United States of America less than $30,000 and 150 million people absolutely poor. It is only beginning of collapse. Next couple of years will be much worse, and worse. And you talk about $170,000.
The question.
Question very simple. When you stop acting like a civilized people, stop and steal money from poor disabled people. Government supposed to be protect poor people, disabled people, senior citizen.
Okay.
It's exactly what is. No, I'm sorry. I need to give me another 30 seconds because you talk too much. For each minute what is we spoken, you spoke like a 5-10 minute. So to me this look like a campaign advertisement. So I have a proposition number 2. For each minute what is we talking, answer please for 2 minutes. So everybody can speak about this. If we come to this meeting every day. Okay, my question very simple. My question absolutely. Question very simple. Can you cut your salary in your management to 2000 level? So this another $10 million minus. Everybody listen my question? Everybody understand what is mean $10 million? Who don't understand what is mean $10 million? For police forces, for disabled
I'm
people,
sorry,
for somebody.
We've got a lot of people here waiting to answer questions. Thank you. So, and by the way, this is, they join me at every town hall. So the issue of salaries in city government is the question I heard asked. And here's what we've done. And it hasn't made me terribly popular, to be honest. We have not handed out discretionary pay raises for the most part in city government. We first year was 0. I think the next year we've given a small band of money available, but it's about inflation for merit increases in the management ranks. To the extent we've had to make reductions in our workforce, and we've gone twice as deep into the senior ranks as we've gone into the other areas of city government. My office has significantly fewer people. We've taken the cuts in my office too that we did across city government. We also went to the city employee unions. We renegotiated with almost all of them. They opened up their contracts and agreed to take actual inflation instead of a mandatory 2% increase, which is what was in their contract. They didn't have to renegotiate with me, but they did so, and it saved us millions of dollars in the city budget so that we could help maintain basic services. We're currently in negotiations with the fire department and the police department. They're big chunks of government, and I live with the existing contracts. I will say the fire department voluntarily took no raise the last go-round. We're working with police and fire to try to figure out how we can, keep it as affordable as possible. But, I'm living with the contracts from prior administrations, and it does in fact mean that, our first responders, have gotten some good raises in the past, there are a fair number of them making over $100,000 a year. That's absolutely true. But we're working with them, and I want to again commend the fire department because they actually did take 0 in their last contract go round. Now we're back again talking to them about pay raises in the future.